So it is Sunday, 1:38 p.m. I'm so looking forward to this. I'm hoping that my things up there, I don't think I have any. There's no porn up there or anything like that. So I was reading The Tempest, which I've never read before. I have no idea what it's about, but it seems like some motherfuckers on a boat. And this Antonio dude, he says, let's all sink with the king. And Sebastian says, let's take leave of him. He exits with Antonio. So I'm continuing. Earlier, I did part of this play, and I'm kind of fascinated by it. And my dude, Gonzalo, he said, this motherfucker talks like crazy. He talks a crazy thing. He says, now would I give 1,000 furlongs of sea for an acre of barren ground, long heath, brown furze, anything. The wills above be done, but I would fain die a dry death. He exits. Now, I don't know, is he saying that because he's a mariner, he would rather die at sea? I don't know. Let's see what happens next. Scene 2. Enter Prospero and Miranda. So Miranda or Miranda. Oh, this is great. I can already tell. She says, if by your art, my dearest father, you have put the wild waters in this roar, allay them. The sky, it seems, would pour down stinking pitch, but that the sea, mounting to the welkin's cheek, dashes the fire out. Oh, I have suffered with those that I saw suffer. A brave vessel who had no doubt. Some noble creature in her dashed all to pieces. Oh, the cry did knock against my very heart. Poor souls! They perished. Had I been any god of power, I would. I would have sunk the sea within the earth or air. It should the good ship so have swallowed, and the fretting souls within her. And then it says, prospero, it says, be collected. Is he like telling her to calm down? He says, no more amazement. Tell your piteous heart there's no harm done. Miranda be like, oh, woe the day. Prospero be like, no harm. I don't know, Prospero. I don't know about you, bro. I'm going to see about you. I have done nothing but in care of thee, my dear one, of thee, my daughter, who art ignorant of what thou art, not knowing of whence I am, nor that I am more better than Prospero, master of a full poor cell, and thy no greater father. Okay, what I'm getting from this is that Prospero is a little bit fucked up in the head and shit. And Miranda says more to know. She goes, did never meddle with my thoughts. Damn, these motherfuckers on some fucking dialogue shit right now. And Prospero, this motherfucker Prospero, putting aside his cloak, he says, I should inform thee farther. Lend thy hand and pluck my magic garment from me. And he puts aside his cloak. You got to read this shit out loud. You can't make this shit up. he said, somebody says, lie there, my art. Wipe thou thine eyes. Have comfort? What the fuck, man? How you gonna have comfort after that motherfucking dialogue? Well, check this out. The direful spectacle of the rack, which I think is wreck, which touched the very virtue of compassion in thee, I have with such provision in mine art, so safely ordered, that there is no soul, no, not so much perdition as an hair, betid to any creature in the vessel, which thou heardst cry, which thou sawest sink. Sit down, for thou must now know farther. That's that motherfucker Prospero. I don't know about that guy. He's kind of intense. Miranda be like, you have often. So I think Miranda is his daughter. She's like, you have often begun to tell me what I am, but stopped and left me to a bootless inquisition, concluding, stay, not yet. Prospero be like, the hour's now come. The very minute bids thee ope thine ear. Is he saying, escuche? Isn't that listen? Obey and be attentive. Obey. Jesus fucking Christ. And what is up with these fucking flies? Canst thou remember a time before we came unto the cell? What are you, in fucking prison right now? I do not think thou canst, for then thou wast not out 3 years old. So basically, Miranda's dad, Prospero, I kind of think he's being a dick, but she's trying to be respectful. And she says, certainly, sir, I can. And this motherfucker says, by what? By any other house or person, of anything the image tell me that hath kept with thy remembrance. Miranda says, 'tis far off, and it's rather like a dream than an assurance that my remembrance warrants. Had I not 4 or 5 women once that tended me? Damn, I could go for that life. Prospero be like, he keeps arguing with her. He's pissing me off. He goes, thou hadst and more, Miranda, but how is it that this lives in thy mind? What seest thou else in the dark backward and abysm of time? So she told him, there's stuff in my memory and it goes way back, and then he starts fucking with her about it. What seest thou else in the dark backward and abysm of time? If thou rememberest aught here, thou cam'st here. Here thou cam'st, here thou mayst. And Miranda says, but that I do not. This motherfucker Prospero, I don't like this. I liked it when it was on a ship, but I don't like this man fighting with his daughter. Prospero. 12 years since, Miranda, 12 years since, thy father was the Duke of Milan and a prince of power. And she says to him, and I'm not sure why, but she says, sir, are not you my father? And this Prospero motherfucker says, thy mother was a piece of virtue. Oh boy, so now we're going to talk about virtue. And she said, thou wast my daughter. Now we're doing genetic testing and child support and shit. And thy father was Duke of Milan, and his only heir and princess no worse issued. The fuck does that even fucking mean? And Miranda, she says, "Oh, the heavens! What foul play had we, that we came from thence? Or blessed was 'twe did." And this dude, Prospero, he says, both, my girl. By foul play, as thou sayest, were we heaved thence, but blessedly hope hither. I guess he's saying, like, we was all fucked up, but we're okay now. Miranda says, "Oh, my heart bleeds to think of the teen that I've turned you to, which is from my remembrance. Please you farther." I think she's telling him that she's kind of fucking done with this bullshit. And this motherfucker Prospero, he's pissing me off. I don't like this chapter. He goes, "My brother and thy uncle, called Antonio, I pray thee, mark me, that a brother should be so perfidious." Whatever. Look that up. What the fuck is perfidious? Oh, yeah, that guy. He's so fucking perfidious. "He whom next thyself, of all the world I loved." Okay. "And to him put the manage of my state, as at that time, through all the signories, it was the first, and Prospero, the prime duke, being so reputed in dignity and for the liberal arts without a parallel. Those being all my study, the government I cast upon my brother. Into my state grew stranger, being transported, wrapped in secret studies. Thy false uncle, dost thou attend me?" Now, here's a weird thing. Miranda's response is, "Sir, most heedfully." This Prospero motherfucker is pissing me off. I'm not going to go on right now. Most heedfully. I'm going to stop right there. Apparently, this is way longer and kind of, in some ways, shittier than I thought. Where's the boat? Why is this guy fucking being mean to his daughter? It's pissing me off. Prospero. Fuck you, Prospero. You fucking asshole. You're a fucking asshole. Fuck you. How do I fucking turn this off? This thing made me mad. Stop. You're going the wrong way.